Last month, I was at a dinner with a group of friends. Someone said, I use ChatGPT to plan my vacation. Another said, Gemini is better for research. Someone else said, wait till you see AI agents. And then everyone started talking. ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, prompts, models, hallucinations, context windows. And I realized something. There are millions of people listening to these conversations and pretending they understand, but they don't. So in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to fix that. By the end of this video, you'll understand AI better than 90% of the people talking about it. No coding, no jargon, and no fluff. Just what actually matters. For the past several years, I've worked with data and analytics, which basically means my job is to figuring out what matters and what doesn't when new technology or AI shows up. I spent thousands of hours learning AI tools, testing them, and watching how normal people use them. And the biggest thing I've learned is most people aren't confused because AI is complicated. They're confused because nobody explains it in simple everyday language. Today, we're fixing that. And there is one AI term almost everybody gets wrong. I'll explain it later because once you understand it, every other AI concept suddenly clicks. Let's start with the biggest misconception of all. People think AI is alive. It's not. The easiest way to think about AI is this. Imagine a brain in a jar. It can't walk, it can't talk, it can't drive, it can't make coffee, nor it can go on vacation or nor it can feel emotions. But it can read and write incredibly well. That's AI. And once you understand that, almost everything else becomes easier. Now here is where people get confused. ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude aren't AI. They're applications built on top of AI. Think of AI as electricity. Then think of ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, Grok as appliances. Different products, same power source. ChatGPT might be your writer. Gemini might be your researcher. Claude might be your document expert. Different strengths, but same underlying technology. And that brings us to the most important word in AI, prompt. A prompt is simply an instruction. That's it. That's really it. Nothing fancy, nothing technical. Imagine walking into a restaurant and saying, bring me food. You'll probably get something. Now imagine saying, bring me a pizza with onion and corn toppings and a Pepsi. The instructions became clearer. The results became better. AI works exactly the same way. Bad prompt, help me. Good prompt, create a 7-day meal plan with a budget of $100 for a family of 4. You see the difference? AI isn't magic. It's an instruction following machine. The better your instructions, the better the outcomes. Now you'll often hear about people talking about models. New model, better model, smarter model. Most people make this sound far more complicated than it actually is. The model is simply the engine. Imagine two cars. One has a small engine, one has a powerful engine. Both are still cars. The difference is what is happening under the hood. When people talk about AI models, they talk about the engine powering the AI. And now we arrive at the word almost everyone misunderstands. Hallucinations. That sounds complicated. It isn't. Imagine your smartest friend. They answer every question instantly. They're confident, they're articulate, they're convincing. But every now and then, they completely make up something. But they say it with total confidence. That's a hallucination. AI occasionally generates information that sounds correct, but isn't. Which means AI should be treated like a brilliant intern. Helpful? Absolutely. Useful? Definitely. Perfect? Not even close. Always verify important information. Now before we continue, remember I told you all these concepts would eventually connect together? Here is where that happens. Let's talk about context. Imagine you're talking to someone and every 5 minutes they forget the conversation. That would be frustrating. Context is the same thing. It's simply memory. The more context an AI remembers, the better it understands what you're trying to do. More memory, better conversation. Simple. Now let's talk about the word you're going to constantly hear over the next few years, which is agents. This is where the future starts getting interesting. ChatGPT answers the questions. An agent does things. That's the difference. ChatGPT says, here is how to plan a vacation. An agent says, I planned it, compared the prices, booked it, and added to your calendar. Answering was it's doing. That's the future. One final term, multimodal. I know this sounds technical. It's not. Humans use text. Humans use speech. Humans use images. Humans use video. AI is learning to do the same thing. You upload a photo and it understands it. You speak, it understands you. You upload a document, it reads it. Multiple forms of information. One system. That's multimodal. Now let's put everything together. Imagine your dad opens ChatGPT tomorrow morning. He uploads a photo of the refrigerator, let's say. That's multimodal. And he says, create healthy meals for this week using only what's in this fridge. Now that's a prompt. The response comes from the model. If it invents a nutritional fact, now that's a hallucination. If it remembers the conversation, now that's context. If it orders groceries and updates his calendar automatically, that's an agent. Now in less than 30 seconds, you have now used almost every major AI term people are talking about. And that's the point. This video wasn't about turning you into an engineer. It wasn't about teaching how to code. It wasn't about making you an AI expert. It was about making sure you never feel left out of a conversation anymore. Most people can't explain how electricity works. They still use it. Most people can't explain how internet works, but they still use it. AI will exactly be the same. Be the people who understands every small technical detail. So next time someone says, have you tried ChatGPT? Or AI agents are coming? Or this new model is incredible, you won't be pretending to understand. You'll actually understand. And that's where expert starts. Not with mastery, with understanding.